Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Diamond Painting and Stitching with Laura, and today I have a stitching unboxing. And the first one I got from, let me see, it's called Lilywood. It's one word, but it's L-I-L-Y and then capital W-O-O-D 18 on Amazon. I ordered it on the 8th of this month of May, and I received it today, and I wanted to show you these. I'm not real sure how they're going to work, but we'll see. I paid $1.21 for these, and I'll take them out of the package. And what they are the old-fashioned needle threaders. So this is them. There's actually 50 there. If you can see, they're all together. Now, I tried to use this on my number 8 quilting needle, and it pulled it right out. So I may have, now I had one of my subscribers say that they added super glue to the back. You can see how this is, I hope it'll focus. Let me get my hand out of there. Where the wires go in and they're like mashed into there. Well, they're just not strong enough to pull them through. And it has a picture of some kind of soldier on it. I'm not real sure about that, but that's the way they used to come 452 years ago, back in the dark ages when I was a little kid. Yeah. So we will see. I may have to do a little modifying to those if I can. But they weren't expensive, so I was not really worried about it. Okay, and the second one I got from Crystal, C-R-Y-S-T-A-L. Next word is Arts, A-R-T-S, at Amazon. It's an 11 count. It says it's 61 by 51 centimeters. I paid $24.99 for it. I had to pay $6.49 shipping, and let's see. So the total I paid was $31.48. It did come from China. And I didn't realize that it was coming from China, or I probably would never have ordered it. But I ordered it on the 18th, and I received it on the 29th. So that's a little over 11 days, we'll say. Ouch. If I can get this stupid, silly thing open. Tough little puppy. Yeah, I know. These scissors are 112 years old. I paid a whole $1 for these scissors. God, it's probably been close to 10 years. So, you know, hey, I think we got our money's worth. I'm not much for spending on scissors, because the last time I spent money on scissors, I bought a pair of Ginger scissors, and they lasted me about 5 years because somebody used them to cut wire, and they were never the same. Okay, so it's all packed, really nice and neat, and I told you what the store was, and it did say that this was supposed to be a Joy Sunday, but as you can see, they have their own, it says Happy Forever Cross Stitch at the top, and this is supposed to be a really good store. If you go to Amazon and you're looking up cross stitch kits, when you go to see the description of the cross stitch thing, they have a little video of how this company, the Happy Forever Cross Stitch company, makes their stuff and what their production looks like. And it comes in a pouch that has, see, it lifts up, how nice. Comes from the side instead of the top. It's really a heavy, durable plastic. I'll take it out of that for right now and set that puppy over there. Did I give you all the information? It was 61 by 51 centimeters. That actually translate to 23.79 by 19.89 inches. It has the same Joy Sunday instructions on the back and the front. Let me see if I can get to the picture. And Diamond Painting with Susan had this, and it's called the Lakeside Houses. It's number 2395. There's also a number of F401. And it says 11 count and gives you the centimeters like I showed you that I just told you about. We'll put that over there. And this is what it's supposed to be like. Try to hold it really still and come up. Yeah. So we will see. Ooh, lots and lots and lots of colors. Oh my goodness gracious. It has, are you ready for this? Drum roll. Oh my God. It has 55 colors. Comes with, look, I love this. This part just cracks me up. This is what you're supposed to put, this little ball here is a little cotton poof ball-ish thing you're supposed to put your needles in. I don't know if it sharpens them or not. You know, like a, you remember the tomatoes? You know, you could put it up and down and it would sharpen your needle. So I don't know if that's what that does, but I kind of discard it and not worry about it. It comes with 2 very nice needles as usual, but it has some really gorgeous, gorgeous colors. We'll see if we can lay them out there. Some nice teals and greens and black. This is the back side. This is the excess extra, but lots of pretty colors. And let me see if we can go this way. I'm trying to lay them down so you don't see the other colors on the other side. I'll come this way a little bit. Nice pretty greens and khakis and golds. Just a big array of colors. And here's the ones on this side. If I can get a hold of everything. Yeah. And some nice pretty blues for the water. And it looks really clear on the what do you call it? The pattern, shall we say? I guess that's what you would call it. Let me set these over here. Just beautiful colors. It seems bigger than most of the ones that I have had before. But I like to use it as a reference, so if I go to a certain place, because this, I'm sure it did. Just hang on a minute. Yes, it breaks it down into sections. And so this is on page 1, this is on page 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you need to reference, say, that orangey color, you just go to page number 5, and you look in the middle of page number 5. See, it says right here on this, right here, this will say 4 for page 4, or section 4. And so you look for the 1, 2, well, it's here. I know it is. 3, 6. Oh, come on. You're calling me a liar here, kiddo. 1, 2. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this one is number 5. Can you see that? 5. So this is the 5th section. So if you were looking for that pink, it would be up here. Sorry, let me bend it down. It would be up here in this section. So you just kind of look around and see if you can find that area, and then you'd know exactly what to stitch. Now, some people, hey, everybody does this different. You know, you can start down there and just go this way and this way and this way. I don't know. It's however you want to do it. But it is just absolutely gorgeous. You know what it reminds me of, this picture? I'll show it to you this way. Oops. Are we seeing it? It reminds me of the Riverwalk in San Antonio. When I was in high school, we went to San Antonio and for the day. Or we might have stayed at La Quinta or something like that. But we got to go on the Riverwalk and watch they have a boat that goes down there, you know, and you can have dinner on it, or they have like day trips. They probably have a whole lot of other things. That was 40 years ago. But they were just basically not starting the Riverwalk. I'd say it was maybe under 10 years, about 1975. You know, putting in businesses, and we went to Ricardo's on the river, and they had a place like right down like this, you know, that sat right by the water, and you could eat your dinner or your lunch or whatever. It was just absolutely gorgeous and fascinating because I'd never seen anything like that before. But that's kind of what this reminded me of. Not necessarily, the architecture is similar, but this I think is more European than Espanola. So, yeah. But I just liked it, and I thought it was pretty. But like I started to say, Diamond Painting with Susan had that one. And I don't know if it was the same size or whatever, but I just happened to see it, and I thought, wow, I really like that. So, and the only way, the reason why I went with this company was that the company, the Joy Sunday company, only had it in a 14 count. Got my G2. Sorry, it's summer. Oh no, not even close around here. Okay, so let's look at the canvas. Oh, I forgot to show you key. I'm sorry. The key is nice and big. And let me see if I can run it this way for you. But it runs over here, and it says full stitches. And it's all right there. So they're all full stitches. There's no half stitches in there. And I'm going to do a demonstration here in a minute when I get past this. And after I show you the canvas of something that one of my subscribers was asking me a question about. And I thought it was easier to show everyone than it was to try to explain it. So, look forward to that. That's coming here. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to have to stand up and grab the thing. So, hang on. And that way you can get the whole picture. Okay, we're back here for a minute. This is the whole canvas. I can't measure it. I'll measure it here in a minute, but I wanted you to see it, and I'll bring you in so you can see how clear that this canvas is. Very well printed. So this is just as good as Joy Sunday for being clear and concise. These things are just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know. Let me bring you out again. Whoops. And then I'll bring you out this way. I don't know if you can tell. You can see the buildings, and this is the water right here in the middle, and then there's a cobblestone that comes down this way here a little bit, and then there's more buildings here, and then there's maybe tables or something here, and tables and something over here. But I thought it was really pretty. I just loved it. Okay, I'm going to try to set you down, and don't mind my mess. Trust me, this place lives in chaos. Hang on. Okay, guys, now I'm going to measure. Okay, so it said, hang on, I lost my piece of paper. Gotta have my cheat sheet. Okay, it said it was $23.79. So we will see. Now, the actual picture itself, from picture canvas to the other, is 20 inches one way, and about 15 3/4 the other. So that's about 39.5, maybe a little over 39.5 centimeters. And I forgot to look this way. By 50.5 centimeters. So it's the whole canvas. I'm not going to be too worried. Is totally, well, it's not ironed out here, but it's 62 and a little over 62.5, and whoops, the whole thing is 50 by 62.5, or a little bit more. Now it does on this, it shows has a place for back stitches. Evidently there's part of that should tell you. I don't know, it's on the canvas. I don't see anything that separates anything, you know, that says backstitch on that. Okay, let me get rid of this. And it is, I was going to tell you, I just saw that word. Oh, here we go. Now, for squares per inch or whatever, I don't know how that's measured. I just know that each grid is 10 by 10. So it is 220 wide by 176 high. The grid thing, you know, your printed area. And it has a nice clear, what do you call it? I'm working on it, guys. key down here. Let me, hang on. Road trip. Ugh. That's what happens when I get big things. Nice clear key. Gives you the DMC floss number and the symbols that are actually right here. So this is number 31 to 55. And this way, hang on, we're going on another road trip. I'll just, hang on. I know, there would have been an easier way, but I didn't take that way. And then here, it starts 1 and goes all the way down this way, slowly, 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 and shows you the rest of the key. So it's on both sides. I mean, it's okay because I have to look things up. And then once I find a color, I just go and do all that color. Like, I'll cut off so much thread and just do that much, you know, until I run out of that color of thread. And that way I don't have to worry about putting it back. And then I'll just pick another symbol and work on that for a while. So, okay, let me clear this up and then I'll do my demonstration. So, give me a sec. Okay, I'm just going to use my cloth here on my beaded cross stitch to show you what I was talking about. Okay, one of my subscribers asked me about half stitch and full-on cross stitch. Okay, so now this one in particular, this is my beaded cross stitch, and this whole pattern is just whacked out because, as you can see, let me turn you sideways, it says over here that this is the full stitches, and then it says half stitches, and then it says, I think it's French knots, and then or back stitch, and then your French knots. Now, this pattern was originally done as a cross stitch pattern, and they added the beads to it to match the DMCs. So they didn't change this part, so don't let that confuse you. If it's a beaded cross stitch, anything that says half, full, and French knots and back, you don't have to do the back stitch, you don't have to do the French knots, and you won't have to do any half stitches. You're already doing the half stitches for the beaded cross stitch. Does that make sense? So, none of them are going to be full stitches because this is a beaded cross stitch. When you do a beaded cross stitch, okay, hang on guys. Sorry for the moving around. Okay, when you do a beaded cross stitch, you have, I gotta get a bead here. Okay, you only do a half cross stitch, and you make sure that your stitching all goes in the same direction. So for every one you put down, let's say you start by going in this direction. Okay, I go in this direction. Oh, I thought for a minute there it wasn't going to fit. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down, and I'm going to have to move you ahead. Okay, so on a beaded cross stitch, and this is an 11 count, so I put the bead on the needle. Now I'm going back down. So do you see how it goes in one solid direction? Now, when you do cross stitch, I always start, it's something I've done since childhood. So this is the only way I make cross stitches, unless I get too tired and I start doing the wrong thing. To do a full-on cross stitch, you go down, you come up in the opposite corner. If I can find the corner. And you go back in the opposite corner from that one. So it makes 2 diagonal slashes. That is a cross stitch. Now, if you have to do a half stitch, let me get past that silly line there, you won't be able to see it. Okay, on a half stitch, you're just going to make your first slash like that, and then come up to the next one and go back down like that. And that's all you do. That's a half stitch cross stitch. I've never had to do a 3/4 or anything like that. So this is as far as that little lesson goes. Because I've never had a pattern say that. Now on this beaded cross stitch, I am not going to do the back stitching lines. These lines are here, and these colors are here. Let me back out. Whoops, went the wrong way. These colors here are just as a guideline to show you where to put your half stitch with the bead in. After you get the whole thing filled up with the beads and everything is done, that's all you're going to do. You don't have to do any back stitching, no French knots. Where there have been holes, let me come over here. Can you see? Yep, you can. Okay. This white part here, where these white are, in the pattern, it says to put your little French knots. What I'm doing, I'm just filling it in with that light blue color to fill in the white so that there won't be a blank space. Does that make any kind of sense? I hope. What else is I going to tell you? So, where I was going with that whole statement. Here, look, right here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so after you get all the beads on here, you're going to take this whole thing and dunk it in lukewarm water and swish it around, leave it there 20 minutes, whatever. And all this color here is going to be gone. And you'll end up, and all of it, I mean, anything all the way around, whatever, is going to be gone. They're water-soluble dyes. That's why you do not want to get any of your canvas wet before you finish your cross stitch, because this pattern will just be obliterated, just be gone. So once you're done, you wash it out, and you let until all this disappears. Even the grid lines are going to be gone. All of it will be gone. And I saw Crayola picks do that, so I know it's gone, you know, when it's gone. And then what I would do is I take it like you were blocking a sweater. I would set it on like a couple towels and put pins at the four corners and not stretch it, but just lay it flat as you can possibly get it, and pin it down. I would use straight pins, like, not quilting pins, but, you know, straight pins like you were going to use to sew a dress with. The kind that are maybe, what is that, an inch and a half or long or whatever. And just poke them straight down in like this, up and down. So that, and let it dry completely. And then I would iron it very lightly with something. I would turn it over and put like a lightweight, like a, I know they don't have tea towels. I use all these stupid references for things that aren't even existing anymore. But if you know what I mean, a lightweight towel to kind of press it. I wouldn't use a lot of steam if, you know. And it does say, I don't have it with me, in the, I was looking for the other one. I had the same kind of instructions, and it will tell you what to do with it afterwards. It says, keep your hands clean before stitching. Wash the finished artwork gently in neutral detergent. I would not do that. I would just, if anything, I use just a smidgen of Woolite. I mean, as far as detergent goes, I wouldn't get carried away with that. And I would definitely not put it in a washing machine, not put it in a dryer. That would not be me. And you can just roll it up, you know, to get most of the moisture out, and then lay it out like you were blocking a sweater, and just lay it out flat and let it dry completely. I wouldn't hang it over anything. And then it says you can, it says to use iron. Iron the work with steam iron on the back. And it says dry in a flat and in an airy space. In order to protect the threads from being damaged, please iron the artwork on the back of the fabric with a steam flat iron, how funny, until it becomes flat. So, you know, I wouldn't use a whole lot of heat. I don't know what this material is going to do. I have no idea. So we've never reached that whole department. But if we do, I'll make a video, I swear, I promise. But I wanted to show you how to do the half cross stitch, and how you put the beads on. And just make sure you put them all in the same direction, because that way it'll all lay nice and flat. And if you have a spot, now see, these are kind of loose right here. Sometimes when they're like independent, they get a little loose. So what I'm going to do is I'll take my needle. I'm going to just, for demonstration purposes here, let me come up here. Just, and then I can take it out when I'm done. But because I want to use plain thread. But take your beads with the same white that you're using and run it through there. Can you see my needle? And then let me pull it through. I would go through all of them, actually. Well, it's not, I got a big needle, so it's not going to go. Okay, pull it through and go back down in one of those holes, and that will make it nice and steady. So as I go along, if I'm seeing that something is loose, I will just, let's say I made a bead here and this one was loose. Let me come back up. Let's say I put a bead right here, and then this one was kind of loose. I slip my needle. Can you see that? Okay, I slip my needle through the thread that is holding the other bead, come around it, and go on the other side of it and go back down through the hole and pull it, and it will steady this other bead. You know, in case, you know, you didn't pull it far enough. Let me see if you pulled it far enough. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long day. I didn't get any sleep last night. So, I hope that helps, you know, kind of explain things a little bit. And if you guys, if you ever have any questions, please email me or leave a comment below, which would be faster. And I surely will answer it as soon as I possibly can, because I like to answer all my comments if you have questions or anything. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and like and hit the bell so you know when my next video comes out. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye. God bless.